31st of December, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
109 is like 22 lines down. First word in the line is the katuf on page 13a. And we'll call upon Roy to start the reading for today.
Where is it? Eile?
Elahad Tanan. Motza Gite Noshim.
How many lines down? Sorry. Where?
I'm guessing about 22. It's pretty far down. It's almost halfway down. First word in the line is the katuf.
No katu.
What are you saying? What are you saying? Ella Hatanan?
Yeah.
That's on 13A2 on the left, the beginning.
Yeah, right. So 13A2 at the top left, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. The Gemara cites a Mishnah which seems to contradict Abaya's view that the no's witnesses by their signatures acquire. There's none, but if so, that the notes witnesses by their signatures acquire, that which we have learned in the following Mishnah is difficult. Matzah, Agiti, Noshim. If one found bills of divorce, if one found bills of divorce, the Shich Ruroi Avodim, or bills of emancipation of slaves, the Siki, or sick bed wills, Misana, or gift documents, Matana, gift documents, Rim, or receipts of loan payments, Arezelo Yechad V. The finder may not return them to the recipients named in them. Shema Kasuvim Ayu. We are concerned that perhaps the documents had been written with the intent to give them the Nimbalach Aleihem Shalal Lesonath, but subsequently the author reconsidered and decided not to give them. And then the Gemara goes on to explain how the Mishnah poses a difficulty to Abaya's view.
Okay, we have Rashi. Rashi's going to tell us, we already translated from the Art Scroll which each of these documents represent, but let's take a look at what the Rashi has to say about them. The first one, it looks like, is Daitiki. About a third of the way down in Rashi.
What the Daitiki you want?
Yeah.
Daitiki is talking about that Soat Shichav. Mera.
Shiv Meira.
Tzfat. Well, a Shichav Mera is somebody on their deathbed. And that's a command, the command of a deathbed command.
Right.
The Lashon Deitiki, in the meaning of the language of Deitiki, is da tiku, that this document, so to speak, this tik, this thing,
Tiku.
so tiku, this is a tikum, like it's an enactment. Did the bari that if it was healthy, shichav merei, someone on their deathbed, could kotvin, that they would write the mosrim, and it's like it's transferred over, dummy. It's like,
Yeah, da tikum is like the Aramaic for ze yakum. This should be established, because that's the halacha that Rashi is bringing, that the words of a shchiv meira, somebody on their deathbed, keksuvim or masurim dami. It's as though, even without them being written down, or the document after it was written, to give to the person that is going to to be zocha in that, it's as though it just by virtue of the fact that he said those words, that it's good, it's established, as long as we know for a fact that he said those words. The fact that it was not written down, the fact that it was not given, is not going to hold back the wishes and the command of the person on his deathbed. Okay, so that's Daitiki, and now we got Matona.
matana is a gift.
Matnas.
Matana, so matana is matnas bri. That's the difference between that one is a matana is somebody who, of a healthy person giving a gift. It's the gift
Right.
of the healthy person, as opposed to the sickbed commandment.
Right.
And the next thing is the phrase shobrim, or the shovers, the Paraon star, that he's paid off. It's like a receipt that he's already paid off the star. They give him a shover saying, a Kabbalah, a receipt saying that you paid the star already.
Yeah.
What the shover is.
Document of payment.
Document of payment now. Yeah.
Okay, so that's all Rashi told us. So all these documents, what's the din? What's it say in the Mishnah? Harez lo yatzir. If somebody found it in the street, he should not give it back to either the parties that are mentioned in the document. Because why? Maybe they were written, but before they were written, the one that was conferring the merit on the other one decided not to do so. So he decided not to do it. So it was never really given. Okay, so why is that difficult in light of what Abaya said? So the Gemora is going to tell us now. So let's read the Gemora further. We go to Lou, you want to read?
Okay, where are we? Amar Abaye?
Lakim nimlach alehem, my habit.
13A2, middle of the left-hand column.
Where is it on A2, Roy?
Middle left-hand column, Abaya's view. Gemora now explains
Got it.
our Mishnah.
Thank you. Dechi nimlach Alehem my have. But even if the authors of the document did reconsider regarding these documents and decided not to give them as suspected by the Mishnah, what is the problem that prevents the return of the document to the recipient? Excuse me. Vaha amras edim bacha sumav zachin lo. But you say that the document's witnesses by their signatures acquire. Thus, even as the document was in fact not given over, the transaction is nevertheless effective from the moment the witnesses signed it. If so, what harm is done by returning the document to the recipient? Even if it is true that it was in fact never given to him as suspected by the Mishnah.
Okay. Let's see what Rashi has to say over here. Oh, no, we didn't see Rashi's, I guess, answering. We didn't get there yet. Okay, so what are we saying? We thought that when does the document become effective? The document, it sounds like from the Mishnah, the document becomes effective only when the one who wrote had the document written up and signed by witnesses decides that he's going to go ahead and give that document over to the one who the recipient of the document. For example, let's say it's a star matana. It's a gift. So it says on the gift that Ploni is hereby giving Almoni $1,000. So he has it written up. He has witnesses sign to it, and then it's got to be given over to Ploni, to Almoni. But he decides, Almoni, that he's I don't need to give it to him. I'm not going to give it to him. So then somebody finds it in the street. So you'll say, right? You can't give it back to him because he decided not to give it, right? That's what it sounds like in the Mishnah. But the Gemora is saying, but according to Abaye, he's already given it. Because Abaye says that everything goes according to when the witnesses sign the document. When the witnesses sign the document, that's it. As we said in the case of a loan document, we said that once the witnesses sign the loan document, so it's a done deal. And even that the lender can collect according to the date that the witnesses signed it, because what gives the lender the right to collect the signatures of the witnesses. So if they signed in Nisan, he'll be able to collect from the time of the date of that the witnesses signed in Nisan, even though the loan was only given in Tishrei, and the property was bought in between that time. Okay, that's the Gemora's question. Alan's going to read the Gemora's answer. Hani Mili. Oh, Alan's got a red mic.
Okay.
Start again, Alan.
Okay, we're up to Hani Mili.
Haney Millet, right? This principle applies only Hechor the core mortu liday, where documents eventually reach the prospective recipient's hand. For example, the author subsequently conveyed the document to the recipient, thereby executing the transaction recorded therein. Avail hechor lo mortu la day lo amara renorn, but where the documents did not eventually reach the prospective recipient's hand, for example, the transaction was never executed, we do not apply this principle. Therefore, the concern voiced in the Mishnah on 18a that the author of the document might have reconsidered, decided not to give these documents is a legitimate one, since in that case, the transaction detailed in the document was never executed.
Okay. So, okay. Right. In the case of in other words, So that would work out, I'm just thinking out loud, that would work out in the case that Abaye is answering for, it would have to be that loan document would eventually be given to the Malva because he eventually did make the loan. So even if he makes that loan in Tishrei 6 months after the document was written up, so now, it creates a problem for a purchaser. It creates a big problem. Just a second. Hi, Moshe Baruch. Yeah, I'm going to call you back after the shir. Just a few more minutes. Okay, bye. Yeah, maybe that's let's just, before my question, let's let Rashi do the talking. We have a long Rashi over here. And I'll try to remember my question. Hani mili hecha demata shtar liyode. That's the Gemora's answer. That this Mishnah that we said that all these documents that you find in the street, you don't give them back because maybe the guy had it written and he wrote it up. He's going to give $1,000 to Almoni, but then after it was all written up and everything, he said, "Nah, I'm not going to do it." So therefore, we're concerned. Maybe that's what happened, and in that case, it would not be a good document because it was never given. And even though the signatures, even though they signed, but the signing is contingent upon the document being given. The effectiveness of the document, according to the date that the signatures wrote it, is only effective on that date if it was eventually given over. Let's see what Rashi says.
We're doing the Hani Mili. This case, these words, a heicha, that is the mata shta idei, when it does, the star does reach his hand.
Right.
Yeah, afilu la'achasman, even if it's later on, zachu, he does get it. Does get it. Chot Mav, he has the signatures like a boat to collect Mizman from the time Hakatuv that it was written.
Oh.
The Kasha, and if it's a question, Had the Tran that we taught in Shvis, Shtare Chov, a documents of paying a debt, hamokdim that come before the predated. That's the best way of explaining that one. Predated debts of star documents of a debt are pasuli, that they would be. So it's a question here. They should be puzzled if you can't predate a document of how could you have a debt that you haven't made yet? The hamotrim and their that's their money.
The mu'ucharin. So that's going to be the opposite of mukdamin.
Okay, and the later ones are kasher. So the later ones are kosher, not predated, but post-dated ones are okay.
Post-dated, right?
But my moki, and what moki do we admit on it or establish on it? Abaya, taritz. All right, Aya gives an answer. B'mukdemet, about ones that are predated. Katvim are written. With their signatures. Lahachi, and this pasulim, they would be pasal shabbat when he comes to tear it up. Mishat, from the time of Ketiva, of being written. And then we got an inami alternatively here, shekatvu, that it was signed, the chatmo, and it was written and it was signed. In Tishrei they were the Haim Katvu, and they were written betocho Nusan. They were written in Nisan, Shahu Rosh Hashanah L'Shtaro, because that's considered the beginning of the year for stars to take effect.
Okay, so the Gemara's Rashi is bringing a question. But first of all, Rashi learns that that's what's going on according to Abaye. According to Abaye, we're saying that what he says that it goes according to the signatures. That's only in the event that the document is given to the eventually given to the malva, the lender. And so accordingly, if it is eventually given to him, even if it's eventually given to him in Tishrei, it'll be collectible from the date of that the star was written in Nisan. So Rashi says, but there's a Mishnah in Shvius that says that the Shtar Chov Hamukdamin are puzzle. Such a predated Shtar Chov, a loan document, is puzzle. It's invalid. So what's Abaye going to answer to that? B'mai muke lo Abaye. It can't be that the Shtar that Abaye was talking about is puzzle, because he's saying that document is kosher. So he's got some explaining to do over here. What's the pshat in this Mishnah in Shvius? What's it talking about? Taritz b'mukdemes ksivosan l'chesimasan. Abaye will tell you that Mishnah is talking about, when it says a predated shtar chov loan document, is talking where the writing of the document preceded the signatures being signed. Ulahachi psulin. And accordingly, that document would be invalid. Sheboli trof mishas ksiva, because he's going to be collecting from the time of it's written on the document. And it sounds like Rashi's explaining that the document would be written and signed and what do you call it, and dated as well, according to the date of the drawing up of the document, even if the witnesses were only signing on the document at the time that the actual document, that the loan, let's say, was being made. So that's one. So it's okay. So that's the way Abai will explain. And Inami's got another answer. We have time for the other answer? Oh, yeah, we do. Okay, so let's see. Inami, Shikosfu, V'chasmuhu, V'tishrei. No, they did the writing and the signing in Tishrei. V'hem kosvu b'tocho, Nisan. Oh, in other words, in actual fact, the writing of the document was in Tishrei, and the signing of the document was in Tishrei when the loan was actually made. Except, what did they write in the document? They wrote in the document that they wrote in the document Nisan. Oh, that's a no-no, right? Because that's giving the malva the seemingly the koach to collect from the time that it's written in the document in Nisan. Jehu Rosh Hashana Lishtaros. Oh, okay. I guess Rashi told us that because it has something to do with the pshat over here. According to what I'm explaining, I don't know what it has to do with it. Rosh Hashanah L'Shtaros means that we count the beginning of the year as far as stars are concerned from Nisan. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So that's the Gemara's answer. That's the Gemara's answer. Yeah. Right. So that's the Gemara's answer. Hani mile hekadikah mate liode. Abaya is talking about a case where the shtar was already written up and signed by the witnesses, and it's going to be binding on all parties, including the purchaser of the property, from the time that's stated in the document, provided that it eventually did, the loan was made and the document was given to the malva. But whether it was never given to the malva, so that's what the Mishnah that the Gemara is bringing here is talking about. We see that he thought the better of it, and the document was never given. So then it doesn't. We don't say that the document is valid because it goes according to when the signatory is signed on the document. There's no shibud karka in such a case. And therefore, that's why the Mishnah would be saying that if you found such a document in the street, you can't give it back because maybe the person who had it drawn up decided not to ever give it, and therefore the malva never got the schus to collect on the under the according to that document. Okay, Alan.
Yeah.
Did you read yet? You just read?
Okay. I did read, yeah.
Okay, so we go back to Roy.
Mm-hmm.
See where we are? Elamas Nisan Diktani.
All right. Ella. Oh, Ella Labaya. No, that's not it, is it? Ella Labaya.
First words in line are lo amrinan.
Yeah, you're on 13. You're in 13A2, the right column.
13A2, the right column, yes. I see. I thought we did that. Elo Nissen, Katane, but Abai will apparently find difficulty with our Mishnah, which states Matzeh Shetare Chov. If one found notes of indebtedness, Nikosim Le Law. Oh no, I'm sorry. What do I do? Im Yesh Bahem Rios Nikosim Law Yahazir. If there is a lien on property in the notes, the finder may not return them to the creditor. Shechayev More, and which we have interpreted as referring to a case where the debtor admits that the debt is indeed owed. Umashom Shema Kosev Leilos Benistan Valal Levei Ad Tishrei.
Right.
And the reason for the note is not to be returned is because we are apprehensive that perhaps the debtor drew up the note to borrow in the month of Nisan, but did not actually borrow until the month of Tishrei, and the creditor will come to unlawfully seize real property from its purchasers.
Again, in other words, now we're talking about our Mishnah. Matzah story. We found a loan document in the street. I'm reading. We say, if it has a lien clause in the document, lo yachzir, we do not give it back to the malva. And the Gemora said, because we're worried he may use it improperly. Ukimna kishachayev moda, and we said that Mishnah is talking about the case where the borrower admitted that he didn't pay it yet, so it needs to be paid off. So why shouldn't we? He needs the proof that it wasn't paid. Umishum shema kosav l'lavos v'nisan v'lo lova ad tishrei. And we said the reason that we cannot give it back to the malva is because look, the lova is already admitted, so he's got no problem to collect from the lova. But if the lova has no money, so he's going to want to go against try to collect property that was on lien, that it was in the possession of the lova at the time of the loan. But the problem with that is that the document itself, it was written in Nisan, but the malva was not there, and it wasn't the loan actually wasn't made until Tishrei, and so that was the Gemara's explanation why we shouldn't give it back to the malva. So the Gemara says, "B'shleima l'Ravasi." According to Ravasi, we understand. The Amar B'shtari Aknaisa Mukila. B'shtar the Lava Aknaisa. And the Mishnah is talking about B'shtar Delavat Naisa Ukadamrina. But according to Abaye, who says that that the Edim give a koach to the Malva to collect from the time that it's written on the star, Zochenlo Ma'ikla Memor. Yeah, this is the question that the original question. If you think about what Abaye is saying, it's setting us up for we don't Abaye is giving him the koach to collect, and the Mishnah and the Gemora is saying that we that's for that very reason that we don't want him to be able to collect with such a document. We don't give back to him. So how's Abaye going to explain the pshat in the Mishnah now? Michael Meimar. Okay, we're out of time. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow. Be'ez Hashem. Everybody have a Chodesh Tov. Umavorach.
I'm not too sure if I'll be in for the whole session tomorrow. Maybe not at all. I'll probably be in for the first session, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Anyway, so
okay.
Good.
Thank you for telling me.
Yeah, Chodesh
Tov.
And happy Hanukkah.
Okay. Freilich and Hanukkah. All the best. Bye, Lou. Bye, Ellen.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Rabbi.